Have you ever wondered how the rich manage to keep growing richer while paying what seems like almost no taxes? You and I go to work, pay our income tax, sales tax, and even get charged for the smallest things. Meanwhile, billionaires are out there buying private jets, building empires, and still somehow paying less in taxes than the average middle-class worker. Sounds unfair, right? Well, it's not that they're breaking the law, it's that they understand the law better than most people. Today, we're uncovering the secrets only the rich use to avoid paying taxes. And trust me, some of these will blow your mind. The tax game. You never learned. The truth is, the tax system was never really designed for employees. It was designed for business owners and investors. That's why if you're working a 9-to-5 job, taxes come straight out of your paycheck before you even see it. But the wealthy, they flip the script. They earn, they spend, and then they pay taxes only on what's left. Let me give you a quick story. Back in 2018, there was a report showing that some billionaires in America paid less in income taxes than their secretaries. Warren Buffett even admitted this himself. He said his tax rate was lower than his secretaries. That's when the world started realizing, maybe the system isn't broken. Maybe it's working exactly as intended, just not for the average person. Secret number 1, the power of write-offs. When you and I go shopping, let's say we buy a new laptop. We pay the full price plus taxes. End of story. But if a wealthy entrepreneur buys that same laptop, it's often considered a business expense, which means the cost of that laptop can be deducted from their taxable income. This goes beyond laptops. Office rent, flights, hotels, even dinners. If they can tie it to their business, it becomes a write-off. So while you're paying for everything with after-tax money, they're buying the same things with pre-tax money. Secret number 2, they don't earn, they borrow. Here's one of the biggest secrets. The ultra-rich often don't actually take income in the way we think, because income is what gets taxed the most. Instead, they build massive wealth in assets, stocks, real estate, businesses. Then instead of selling those assets and paying capital gains taxes, they go to the bank and borrow money against them. Imagine you own $10 million worth of stock. If you sell it, you'll pay a huge tax bill. But if you use that stock as collateral and borrow $2 million from the bank, guess what? That loan is not taxable. And because interest rates are often low for the wealthy, it's cheaper for them to live on borrowed money than to cash out their assets. This is how billionaires can fund their lifestyles while legally paying close to zero in taxes. Secret number 3, real estate magic. Real estate is one of the favorite tools of the rich, and here's why. Depreciation. Let's say a millionaire buys an apartment building. Every year, they can write off a portion of that property as if it's wearing down, even though in reality, the building might be increasing in value. This paper loss reduces their taxable income, even while the property itself is making them money in rent. And when they finally sell that property, many use something called a 1031 exchange. This lets them roll the profits into another property without paying taxes immediately. Essentially, they keep deferring taxes while their wealth grows. Secret number 4, owning businesses, not jobs. Employees earn salaries. Business owners earn profits. And profits are far more flexible in how they're taxed. For example, a business owner can decide to reinvest profits into growing their company instead of taking them as personal income. By reinvesting, they legally reduce how much is taxed. Some even pay themselves through dividends or capital gains instead of salaries, which are taxed at lower rates. That's why you'll often hear that the rich don't work for money, money works for them. Secret number 5, the offshore advantage. Now let's step into the world of offshore accounts. While movies make it seem shady, in reality, many billionaires and corporations legally use countries with low or zero tax rates, called tax havens. For instance, giant companies shift their profits to places like the Cayman Islands or Ireland, where taxes are minimal. So while they're making billions from customers worldwide, the actual tax bill they pay is shockingly low. It's legal, it's strategic, and it saves them millions, sometimes billions each year. Secret number 6, generational wealth and trusts. Another secret weapon? Trusts. Wealthy families use trusts to transfer money and assets from one generation to the next while avoiding massive inheritance taxes. Here's how it works. Instead of leaving assets directly to their children, they place them into a trust. The trust owns the assets, and the kids benefit from them without triggering huge tax bills. It's one of the main ways dynasties keep their wealth intact for decades, even centuries. Secret number 7, philanthropy as a tax strategy. You've probably seen billionaires pledging millions to charity. While it looks purely generous, and often it is, there's also a financial strategy behind it. Donations to approved charities are tax deductible, but it goes deeper. Some create their own foundations. When they donate money to their own foundation, they still control how that money's used, but they get the immediate tax deduction. It's like moving money from one pocket to another while reducing their taxable income. The big picture, why you don't hear this in school. Think about it. Why aren't these strategies taught in school? Most education systems are designed to prepare people to be employees, not owners. Employees pay the highest taxes, while those who control assets and businesses pay the least. It's not that the wealthy are smarter, it's that they've learned the game that most people don't even know exists. They have teams of accountants and lawyers making sure they use every loophole legally available. Meanwhile, the average worker is just told to file your taxes and be honest. So what can you do? Now here's the big question. If the system is tilted this way, is there anything you and I can actually do about it? The answer is yes, but it requires a mindset shift. Instead of only working for a paycheck, start thinking like an owner. That could mean starting a side business, investing in real estate, or even just learning how to use tax deductions properly. The more you learn about the tax system, the more you'll realize. It rewards those who play the game differently. So the next time you hear someone complain that the rich don't pay taxes, remember, it's not because they're breaking the rules, it's because they know the rules better than anyone else. And if you want to change your financial future, maybe it's time you start learning those rules too.